My dudes, what's going on? If you want a chance to get your IdleOn account reviewed, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/GriffyBit. Make sure to follow and look for when I go live with account reviews in the title for your chance to enter the giveaway to get reviewed and end up on one of my YouTube videos. Anyways, let's get into it.
Hi, YouTube. Welcome again to another account review. My dudes, what's going on? Hi, how's it going? How are you? Today, we are giving a hand to Indiana Surtic, or aka just Surtic. He needs help. He just arrived to World 5. Now, usually when you just arrive to World 5, there's instant things that you want to focus on, such as getting Divinity to GOAT and to start heading into lab. So we're going to give him a little bit of help, give him a little bit of boost, because right now what his problem is he just got to World 5, but he doesn't really know where to go. So if you're at this type of point in time where you just arrived in World 5 and you don't really know what to do next, this is more or less something that you can do. So let's take a look and see where he's at. So, going off into characters already, taking a look here. Okay, good. You have all your elite classes. This is good. This is what you want. And if you wanted to, I wouldn't... I don't think you're quite ready to go personally for V-Man. You can if you want to, but it will take a lot of candy to go for that. So, V-Man isn't really a huge thing early game because, unfortunately, V-Man doesn't really power up until later on. You're going to need actually a lot of love into him before he actually starts getting going. Dementia gear, Dementia gear, Dementia gear, Dementia gear, Dementia gear. Okay, fantastic. He's, basically running full Dementia, getting close to his void. Start working on a little bit more of your character's tools a little bit. It definitely just helps out a tad just to help them get some of those extra stats. And start getting going, especially for like your traps and stuff, especially your skulls. Right off the get-go, your skulls are struggling a little bit, and that's going to stop you from a lot of things, such as being able to get more souls and be able to push more for stuff, such as tower defense. So definitely get those tools going. I don't know why. Okay, now I'm gonna slowly take off the gloves as we go here. Why are you still wearing a carrot whore? Okay, there's no reason. Absolutely no reason. You're at the point now where you could probably use a Camrock pendant, or bludgeon. Either one of the two. Usually Camrock pendant is going to go for maybe your warriors if you need a little bit more defense. A little bit more accuracy. But for the most part, you're going to be using Camrock pendant, which is the Camrock version of Amrock for your mages, so they get some extra damage with their wisdom. And then the bludgeon is nice weapon power. You're going to put that on your necklace instead. It's cool and all. You have a Fushi Miata. I don't really understand why you have a Fushi Miata on your elemental sorcerer, other for the sole fact of that it has wisdom. So you want to probably take that off and get that replaced. I like how you have the serrated Rex rings. That's good. Looking all right there. Little wooden katana. You got to replace all your neck pieces. Like, you're missing out on so many free stats just for this. And I would also get everyone in iron tools, just chilling, cooking, get them rolling. But at least you got, your traps are doing good. But yeah, your skulls are dog shit. They need a lot of help. So definitely want to get that sooner than later. Another one that I'm instantly going to see, star signs. You got to work on your star signs. You only have 1 star signs. You're missing on tons of bonuses just for the sole fact of just having star signs in the get-go here. Even if you could get to the point where you can get to Cronus and start getting yourself like 2 star signs, even if you could even get to Hydron, which would get you 3 star signs, people really sleep on the power of star signs because star signs are actually very, very strong. They give you such stuff as mob respawn, total damage %, even stuff like AFK gains, or, multi-kill, but that one doesn't really matter. But even stuff like drop rate, right? Or even carry capacity for some of those anvil pieces that you need that you just don't have enough bag space. Those star signs can actually really come in clutch. So making sure that you have your star signs is a nice, easy way of getting boosts, especially where you're at right now, because you're at World 5, you have all your elite classes, and you're going to be doing the big grind regardless, which we'll be talking about pretty quick here. So that's fine. You do have equip bubbles because you're also running Sheepy, which is awesome. Bags are fine. What are you doing for activity-wise? Mr. Bright said, okay, so that's good. You're already doing the Divinity grind. This is exactly what you need to do. The Divinity grind is really important, and we'll be explaining very shortly why that's important, but we have to go from our original stuff here. Right, okay, so... All right, I'm glad you listened to me with the 50 talent points. That's fantastic, but bro, you are missing out on 35% accuracy, 39% defense, and you have 323 boosted runs, and you have 2,100 credits. My guy, my dude, my champ, what are you doing? There's 332 runs, or 33 runs, 323 runs. I can't even speak. What do you? Let's get it cooking here. All right. You know what? I know it. We all know it. If you want easy, big bonuses, do your party dungeons. It helps me. Trust. Guild based. What a good guild. Almost. That's crazy. It's you're like part of like one of the best guilds in IdleOn. You are so lucky that you are in such a good guild. All right. What a W right there, dude. I wonder. You know what? I wonder whose guild that is. I bet you they're pretty nice people. You know. I think that's Tomeo's guild. Pretty sure. Very good. 333. Okay, so you're busting out thread to level. That's good. Honestly, I feel like you're a little too early on pinion spurs and screws. I can understand if you're doing pinion spurs in case that Choco chip comes out, but in reality, you're not gonna be there. So I would honestly focus on smaller things such as boring bricks or chain links, or even going forward as leather hide, because this right here, this isn't really helping you to the level that you want to get. Because I think in reality, even if you're going for choco chip, you're not even going to be getting it because you're not going to be able to cook enough cheese. Unfortunately, that's what it's going to come down to. So, I mean, unless you can blast that out in 3 weeks, there's not really much reason why you should be cooking this stuff. Forge? Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Brother man. Get your, bro, where's all your ore? Brother, what, why? You need to put ore, even if it's copper, even if anything, even if it's a small amount of stuff, it's got to be filled with something. You got to have something in there, no matter what. Something always needs to be in there. You should be always cooking bars in some way or other. You got to get that done. A Saporino, bro. That's crazy, dude. That's actually nuts, yo. W flirt for the 5 gift. Thank you, man. Bribes aren't too bad, bro. Imagine, bro. You gotta buy the guild hack for the GP, bro. That's crazy, man. That's not a big deal. Stamps. Okay, well, most of these are World 5s. So you can't unlock them right away. So, I mean, you've unlocked the majority of your stamps, which is good. Obviously, you're not at that point where you can get those two. Obviously, you want to farm these two as much as you can. Ladle stamp, multi-tool stamp, can't get there yet, but that's definitely something you want to prioritize. You obviously are getting lagged behind on your stamps because you're not in World 6, so you don't have that exemption. But I mean, 2,400 stamps. Right now, what you need to be focused on is you're going to need to start pushing. So like right here, shield stamp, getting some points in here, great. Getting some points in buckler stamp, great. Getting some in accuracy, great. As you're already doing that, 637k is pretty hard. But I mean, even stuff in like going for polearm for the extra damage, scimitar, it's base damage, but it's a little bit more. Basically, what you need to do is I see a lot. If you see a blue here, that means they're upgradable. So you basically need to go down the list, okay, and find everything that's upgradable and level it up a few times, okay? I guarantee if you went down the full list and upgraded whatever you can, you'd probably turn that to about 3K, 3 to 3.5. I want a goal for you. I want your sweet spot. I want you to work on your stamps until you're about 4,000. 4,000 stamp levels is what I want you to get at, okay? Just going down the list, leveling up all this stuff. If you can't level up some of the stuff that you know you want to level up and it's pretty cheap, go get it. You know, you have an elemental sorcerer, you can farm some materials, or, you know, you can maybe use a couple of candies on some other stuff just to get them pumped up a little bit. You just need to get those stamp numbers juiced up. Holy shit, you're at level 11 fractals. Bro, why are we on 11 fractals? Now, okay, I need to make this very specific, okay? Owl isn't bad, okay? It's free gains on free gains on free gains, obviously. But already looking at his stamp levels, he's spending more time on Owl than he is on his stamps. You don't want to do this. It's okay to have balance, but you don't want to make sure that you overly focus on something because this, in fact, is overly focusing on it. He has a higher fractal than I do. I have 4K hours on Cookie Clicker. I can tell you have 4,000 hours on Cookie Clicker. We like it to click the buttons and pop into bubbles. Okay. I'm going to keep it $150 for you, bud. 8-month account. This is bad. This is not good. This whole oh my fuck. Oh my fucking god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna check sigils. Oh, okay. Oh god. Oh sweet Jesus. Oh sweet Jesus. He's all the way up to metal exterior. Oh no. His cauldrons, I mean, I don't expect. Okay, so this is the definition of a neglect. So this is actually, believe it or not, this is super, super common. This is so common, incredibly common. Because here's the thought process, okay? Alchemy is active. I have to actively level stuff up. I don't want to fucking do that. You know what I want to do? I want to put them on sigils and forget. Okay, once I put on sigils, I never have to worry about it again. I just worry about them. Yeah, no, maybe a week down the line. No bubble left behind will take care of it. Don't worry about it. No bubble left behind is there to save the day. No. Bad. If I had a water squirt bottle, I'd spray it right now because that's bad. Bad Certic. What you need to do here is you need to fucking, I can't even suggest what bubble to level up right now, okay? First of all, you need to unlock your bubbles. That's what you need to work on. Getting them unlocked, okay? This is like real bad. Like first, you're super close to Diamond Chef. It's going to help you in World 4 for your cooking. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be awesome. But like even like you're missing out on your multiplier bubbles. You're missing out on your big juicy bubbles that are going to help you ramp and help you get through World 5. This right here is 8 months of no bubble or like I don't know, like a couple months of no bubble left behind right here. You need to focus on these ASAP. I want to see a minimum of at least 50 levels on each one of your bubbles. I don't care what it is, even if the stuff's useless. I don't care. You need to start getting into the mindset of leveling up your bubbles consistently, equally, okay? At least to start. You know, you'll eventually get to a point where you only have to do certain bubbles, but you want every bubble up. Obviously, there's some bubbles you can neglect, like Anvilnomics. No one cares about Anvilnomics. That doesn't matter. But like Hardy Diggy, huge for Prince. Focus Choppus, huge for Prince. Wyoming Blood, huge. Multi-Logo, huge. Multiplayer Bubbles, huge. Even these Stable Genius, Swift Steppin', and Roy's Ragin' are huge for pushing because they give you damage and they give you accuracy. But you already got tons of accuracy because you played so much Owl. And not to mention, I bet you anything, I'm going to take a look at Rue, and Rue's going to be just as disgusting. So you need to spend the time and unlock bubbles, get the 50. I don't want to see any characters on sigils whatsoever. You want to get these just getting going. Also, the best part about your best part is Shackeracy and FMJ. That's your best part about your alchemy. Is literally your Shackeracy and FMJ, but they're still not even good enough. You're gonna have such a hard time pushing, and it's gonna be such a struggle for you, and it's gonna suck. Cauldrons, I mean, you don't need to worry about this stuff right now. Obviously, if you can put some money into it, into the pay to win cauldrons, definitely always helps. Vials are okay. Just make sure that they're all on level 4, which is, you have most of them at level 4, I would say. This one isn't level 4, which is not bad. So, I mean, just keep on dropping in your items for your cauldrons and try to get them to level 4 to start building up that bubo damage. That's the only thing I can suggest for you right now. If you do any more, it's going to be too much. It's going to be way too much for you if you try to focus on too many things here. So this is, just work on getting the freaking vials unlocked and go level 4. Work on getting your other bubbles unlocked and get them fucking level 50 minimum. Just fucking don't touch sigils. You're not ready for sigils. Island's pretty normal. That's, that stuff that's pretty crazy. That's definitely not too bad. You need to do Kilroy. I mean, even if you can get a little bit on Kilroy, even if you can just enter Kilroy just to get those bonuses, that's ultimately what you want. Kangaroo. Okay. Oh, I already see it. Holy, he's got fucking 23.6% AFK gains. What the fuck? He's got 7 fucking fractal. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Bro, you better have a fucking sick bloach print. Okay, I better see a nutty ass bloach print. If I see a basic bitch bloach print, I'm gonna fucking, bro. You're good at clicking. You're fucking. You should learn how to be a good clicking bubbles rather than be good clicking the goddamn clickers. Okay, like holy moly, this is okay. All right. Let's take a look. Printer. $589 bloach print is too bad actually. I wouldn't be. I'm not too overly mad about that. Okay, but your prints are all over the place. Okay, I'm gonna go over this again. Okay, ready? So, fish only for this one. Oh, also your sample rate is super slow. So that lets me know that if you're in World 3 here, let's go to worship. Let's go to prayers. You have 21%. Are all your characters running? You're 71% with Royal Sampler? Oh my fucking God. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You need to work on getting your sample rate. So you need to work on sample rate to 90%, dude. I am, you know what? Today is the day that I am going to be working on a 3D printer, how to set up your 3D printer and how to get to 90% printer sample size. I am actually dedicated to make this video now. I've been seeing this too much of how you just, the printer is not set up properly and then you don't have the sample size. I need to make this video. This video has to happen. Because I see it way too often, and I think that it's just not something that I need to worry about. It is something I need to worry about, absolutely. You guys need this more than I think you do. So, rule of thumb, going forward to make your life easy, only fish. Later on, you can have 1 copper ore print. You want full ore on this guy, full log on this guy, full bugs on this guy, full logs on this guy. You want refinery materials on your Beastmaster because he got dog shit prints, whatever else. That's what I see, but I want to see more. You need your sand. You need that stuff. Get that going. I need only ore on DK. You don't want to have anything else. You're wasting your time. You want to have only logs on this. Don't want to do it. You're wasting your time. You want your V-Man to be also having refinery prints as well. So your V-Man or your Meister, I guess, and your Beastmaster are the 2 ones that are going to have refinery prints. And then once you have a V-Man, do your Void speedrun, then you can start working on level 13 vials. But until then, those are the only things that I want you to see on your prints. It makes it easy. It makes it streamlined. It makes it so you don't have to worry about anything else. So that's what I want you to go forward working on that. Refinery. 0%. Good. It's fine. Rank 10%. That's fine because you can't afford it. That's fine. Good. Okay. Rank 2. I mean, and then you can't get all their salt. I'm taking a guess you're actually quite, so just looking at this and saying an 8-month account, you're actually quite, it's either 2 things that happen. You're a very casual player, which is fine, which is great. Or you just have no fucking clue what you're doing whatsoever. Well, you have a little bit of a clue, but it usually comes down to the decision paralysis, okay? Your decision paralysis is basically coming down that you don't know what to work on, and it causes this sort of panic in your body. But because I can tell this is minor decision paralysis because you did so much owl and so much rue, and since you have 4,000 hours in Cookie Clicker, it's normal to you. It feels like something you're familiar with. So you spent most of your time working on owl and rue, just for that sole fact there. So it feels like a lot of like decision paralysis to me. Started watching halfway through World 4. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. I mean, look, you're already in World 5. Just hourly click, dude. No, don't just hourly click, bro. That's crazy. Obviously, I don't know why I'm looking at Atom Collider. You wouldn't be there. That no years in looking at Equinox. Okay, let's go down the basic things that are really good. 3D printer, fantastic. We love that. Good to see it. Death Note, fantastic. We love to see that. Good. Chest space, want to get that maxed. That's also very good. Cross Cruncher, it's a good thing to have, but not really a necessity. I'd rather see you focus on Automation Arm. Get the 5 out of 5 on Automation Arm. Will make your life a lot easier. Boulder Rollers, good. You got it to 23. That's good to see. You don't have the salts yet for Poisonic Elders. As soon as you get the salts for Poisonic Elders, you're going to do an instant flip to start leveling Poisonic, because I believe about a level 10 Poisonic will outbeat like a level 40 Boulder Roller. So that's definitely something that you want to do. Absolutely. So level 5 Automation Arm, get your chest space done, get your Death Note done, and then you can start working on other things. And then obviously, you're missing out on Undead Shrine because you don't have that salt. Primordial Shrine as well because you don't have the salts. Feels bad. I don't think we're going to really take a much look at your death note at this point in time, because right now, I mean, you're not at the point where you have the multi-kill where you can actually start handling the death note, which is fine. It's understandable. Worship, classic worship case. Not enough skulls. So I see level 22. Okay, so this is exactly what happens. This is what's happening. Charge Siphon, used on Elemental Sorcerer, forget about it. That's literally what's happened. You can tell because your worship is level 73 on your guys, and this guy's level 43. This guy's level 48. So what you can do, and what I suggest to do, is go to like Goblin Gorefest and go and take a bunch of balloons or a bunch of pearls if you have them. And as you're sitting in Goblin Gorefest, you can actually consume those things to give you XP for worship to power level your characters. You could easily get all your characters without even trying to about level 40. And that means you can upgrade their skulls a bunch, get them going, and it's basically free real estate. Just make sure when you go in there, you max out skill XP skill XP, skill XP, and get that high as you can. And that's usually like the easiest way that you can possibly do to get to level 40 worship. And you can do it with a moderate amount of balloons or pearls, but super, super easy. And you don't have to waste all that extra charge. And then you can put new skulls on to make your characters even more juice, because wax skulls don't cut it. Even horn skulls are barely. I'd rather see everybody in horn skulls and then see wax skulls. Wax skulls are like the biggest ways you're losing out on so much charge, so many, you're literally missing out on thousands upon tens of thousands of souls by just having these wax skulls on. They're so bad. And like, look, you have a max wave of 72, 53, 50, 20. Like, look at this, dude. By the way, you need to do this. This is something that you need to do. You have boulder rollers to even get it. But like, look at this, dude. Like if you went in and you had the XP, you could actually give yourself tons of XP. By the way, if you're ever going to use your charge, make sure you use your charge on Acorn Assault, because this is XP per charge. So this will ultimately give you the most amount of XP, okay? This is per one charge, you get 121 XP. Not every time you click the button. I feel like a lot of people get that misconception that you think that's the XP you get per time you click the summon button, or sorry, the worship button. But in reality, it's literally one charge equals 121, okay? So if you had 319 charge and you used it on Totem, you do 319 times 121. And that's what and then obviously you're going to have to add in all the skill XP, yada, yada, blah, 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 additive. But that will give you that baseline for you. So don't get the misconception. Prayers, skill dimwit, that's not too bad. You want to keep on pumping that up. Skill dimwit is huge for you, especially if you're trying to farm, stalls, get better prints, etc., etc. Royal Sampler, obviously level 5. I mean, I probably would, I usually say the rule of thumb for Royal Sampler is don't go any higher than level 11 until you're ready for your Equinox. Because there's a thing in the Equinox, I believe it's Equinox, that requires you to have all your prayers at max level. You don't need to worry about this for a long time. So get your sweet spot of the Royal Sampler to level 11. That's usually where it is. And also, don't get the misconception as well. People think this is all XP gain. It's not, okay? It just says all XP gain as in your XP percent. But in reality, it's an additive negative, okay? So it's not, so if you had minus 50% and you had 10 times XP, it would only be 9.5 XP. It wouldn't be 5 XP. It wouldn't cut it out by a whole 50% across the board. It's just taking out 0.5. It's an additive. Oh, sorry. That's right. It's not Equinox, it's Tome. My bad. Thank you for correcting me, Oxy. It's for Tome points for getting all your prayers max level, not Equinox. Thank you for the misconception. My bad. Or me being wrong. Thank you for correcting me. Same kind of problem. You're kind of struggling. Okay, so you have your V-Man at level 40. What you can do is, since you have Trapper Drone, you could throw everybody with Transfusion and everybody on Nature Traps and just start power leveling everybody so they can equip their own nature traps. Because you need to bust up the XP. You need to get your skill XP going. These guys should be like minimum 40 and get them going and get them rolling. Because now, since you can use a nature trap on V-Man or Maestro, you can use it for everybody else, and they get all the same. They all share the same skill XP as they would with the Maestro. The nice thing about nature traps is you don't need efficiency to get skill XP. When it comes to trapping, the skill efficiency is not tied to how much XP you get. So you can nerf your skill efficiency into the ground for a lot of skill XP, and it'll give you a ton, like a mecha ton of XP just for virtually, because you won't get any critters. When it comes to trapping efficiency will only give you extra bonus critters. It won't give you extra XP. So keep that in mind when you're doing nature traps and you're specifically farming XP. You're not getting any critters, so you don't need efficiency. Okay. Decent. All right. I mean, you can't really worry about Salt Lick. It's not really a huge deal. Construction, 30.9K. Okay, so when it comes to construction, I see you don't really know exactly. Do you have 2 DKs? Okay, so in rule of thumb, when you're doing construction, what you want to do specifically is you want to run full XP rate, but you want to only run 2 DKs, okay? So both your DKs are going to be on the board. Everybody else is going to be making cogs, and you want to only have it on XP percent and only farm XP out. This, in turn, will level up your DKs really, really fast and also give you more build rate overall, thanks to the bubbles, such as like the construction bubble, right? So you definitely, and also just having levels in general gives them more build rate. You want to build this up. You want to get that's how you juice up any sort of construction end game or mid game or whatever you see. It will always run 2 DK. You don't want to run multiple characters. You only want to run, call me Bob and Carpenter. You only want to specifically run 2 DKs and then throw everybody else on farming cogs. Doesn't matter which critter you trap. If you only want XP, you want to do the highest critter you possibly can. Thank you for that question. You want to have highest critter that you possibly can. So if you have blobfish unlocked, you're going to do blobfish with nature traps. If you only your highest is owl unlocked, nature traps with owl, etc., etc. Because the higher the critter, the more XP you get. So with this, XP percent, and then only 2 characters, or only 2 DKs, rest of them could be farming cogs. All right. Cooking. Okay, so when it comes to cooking, rule of thumb, you want to go egg, and then you want to go corn dog, and then cabbage, then diamond chef. Usually how that goes. And then once you start getting these things up to level 11, and then you start going across the board, getting these to level 11, so you can start getting your diamond chef. You're 2 bubbles away from getting your diamond chef. You are actually kind of close, so you're going to get that big spike. But you do have to level it up a little bit, and you need beach dog spice. You want to make sure your breeding gets to that point where they can actually start harvesting beach dog spice. But this is going to be something that you want to do. So egg, corn dog, cabbage, and then grow across the board for diamond chef. And then you could start, once that starts slowing down a little bit, that's when you can start going into the other ones that build up speed and get that going. Obviously, the more that you have diamond chef, the easier everything else is down the board, going down. Because a lot of people just try to push and rush things, but it honestly just takes them way too long. And once you start getting V-Man and you start getting those plates leveled up, then you start getting things like Blood Marrow, which makes things a lot easier. Because you see here, your egg only needs about two ladles in order to get to the next level. If you can unlock Corn Dog, they'll give you a couple meal speeds. Even something like this is 39 ladles. That's hard to do, but like this is a good amount of speed. So, slowly take your time. You'll get there, no problem. So that's what I would suggest. That's what I would even suggest for cooking at the moment as it sits right now. Because you don't really have the ability to go any higher than that. So your main focus, egg, corn dog, cabbage, then work on diamond chef. And then you can start going on from there. Instantly going to look at territories. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to go into my Discord and you need to look for the breeding territory pet guide, and you need to follow that to a T. Okay, because that will give you the most spices that you want, because you're only at breedability pulse. So taking a guess at unlocking pets is a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, because so you don't even have Refiller yet. Refiller is a huge bonus. Refiller is so strong, especially in arena. It is so good. Do you have any refillers? No, you only so you okay. So you have looter, which is great. You have defender, which is awesome. You need a refiller, which will help you greatly. And yeah, you're gonna need like, you're pretty far away from this stuff. You're just gonna basically need to start getting those things going. And burger is so far down the line, unfortunately, that you're not going to be able to really prioritize it at the point in time. It's just so deep. Like it's not even till Nutto. You still got like another 6 pets until you get to that. But burger is super, super strong. Honestly, if you could just hard push World 1 and then use past, present, brood when you unlock it, then you can start unlocking World 2. But you're so far behind before past, present, brood, unfortunately. Just make sure. Do you have your mini bosses? No, you've done your mutated mush already. Just like make sure to farm out your mutated mushes if you can, whenever you can. Try to get eggs. Try to do it with full drop rate, just so you can get those eggs. At least accumulating a little bit, help you going a little tiny bit. Just gives you that extra little bump. But yeah, this is the same thing. You just need to go in the Discord, look up the territory, start building up your spices, or even at beach dock at this point. So you can't. Okay, so you are getting beach dock spices, which is good. So you're going to be able to at least upgrade a little bit. Which is awesome. So what I'm actually looking at is what you need to focus on right now is you need to focus on getting your ladle stamp. You need to upgrade the shit out of spice stamp, and you need to upgrade the shit out of cooked meal stamp, and also nest egg stamp and egg stamp. Those are like the four to five huge stamps that you need, and that will really give you that push that you need in order to actually start popping off in these things, because you just don't have enough gains for you to actually get through that. All right, you don't have a dude. So since you don't have dude, you are going to be having to wait a while for your World 5, which is your Divinity, which is good. Wait, where's your Divinity? Wait, where are you? I thought everybody's in Divinity. Do you have no gods hooked up? Okay, so if you can, you should always hook up your god. Even if it's the only one, you should be hooking up your gods. And your gods all hooked up as much as you can. Obviously, you probably only have. I don't even think you have. Wait, do you even have any gods unlocked? Wait, I don't even think you have a god unlocked. Okay, so you don't have a god unlocked yet. So keep on doing your divinity. Pay attention to divinity. As soon as you get it, throw everybody on snake. Your main goal right now is you should have everybody on divinity except for one character, which is your pushing character. If you need to do something else with them, that's totally fine. And your main goal is to go for goat. Okay, you get goat god. Then once you have goat god, then you could go back, throw everybody in lab, and level goat in lab or level divinity in lab at the same time. Once you get that going, you're going to be absolutely juicing. I usually like to go 75 lab, 40 divinity. Because if you get to at least 40 divinity, then you unlock a thing known as Tranquil. Tranquil is super, super nice because it makes it so you can do other things without being a divinity and still gain XP. But it doesn't work actively, only for your AFK characters. So keep that in mind. And then we go into sailing. Accessory tusks is going to be your best friend. The sooner you get that, the better it is. That obviously you can't get that just yet. So, I mean, you'll usually start ramping when you get Factory Tusk here. Usually what I like to do is I like to push up to Factory Tusk, and then I just stay at that island to at least Ancient before I start pushing. That gives me some time to build up my speed. When it comes to boats and captains. Obviously, you're not quite there yet, but that's definitely something that you can start focusing on, and start getting that going a little bit. And that's usually for me is what helps. Obviously, Moayed is good. Getting the money percent is good. Getting the ruble cube, like you're missing at 31% damage there. But then the Factory Tusk is just what helps sailing and starting to get sailing levels, because sailing levels are kind of a pain in the ass. Gaming, you can't really do much with gaming, unfortunately. You gotta more or less just start. You got 23 bits, takes a long time. That's why I always suggest Golden Sprinkler to buy first, because if you have at least one Golden Sprinkler, then it works out great, because then you can just use it to get that extra little bit of bit gain going, so then you can start upgrading other stuff instead of waiting the god awful amount of time until you're able to buy out Little Sprinkler. Slab is fine, and then World 6, of course, you're not there yet. But that's personally what I would suggest, dude. in my personal opinion. You know, you focus on those 4 to 5 stamps that I was talking about. Focus on alchemy. You got your alchemy. You got to get your alchemy going, dude. Like unfortunately in IdleOn, it's not a choice. You have to do alchemy. If you don't do alchemy, you don't get progression. And you need to get your worship, get that stuff up, get your traps up. Those are like, and the nice thing is, well, those are easy to do while you're in Divinity. Those are the types of things that you can do while you're waiting for Divinity. But 100%, if you do that stuff and do what I say, I guarantee you, you're going to be seeing a way more faster progression than you have in like 2 months than you have seen in your whole entire playthrough of 8 months. But that's what I strongly suggest, dude. You get going with that, you get cooking. I feel like you'll do good. I feel like you'll do great. But good luck, my dude, and I hope the best for you.